so many people think the same thing. Alrighty, folks, better late than never. Long story short, this is Florida. Florida is humid. Florida's humid and wet. Equipment doesn't like wet and humid. So we're having to play games, so forth and so on. But we're here, and we're here in front of the very, very exciting TBM 960. We've got a lot to talk about here over the next few minutes. First, we're brought to you today by King Schools, the folks who have probably trained more pilots than anybody except the military. That's John and Martha, just great people, and we'll be talking to them a little bit later on in the week. Additionally, we've got a little bit of weather here. So currently, intervals of cloud and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, high around 90, and winds south-southwest at 10 to 20. So if your folks are flying in, be ready to dodge them. It's going to be one of those. Yesterday morning at 8 a.m., it was Lights Leanhout's last morning briefing to the press at the old media center. It was kind of touching. It was kind of uplifting. It's Lights. You know how it goes. Pretty extraordinary. And we had a wonderful time seeing what Lights was doing with his last days here before he hands over the reins to Gene. And Gene, of course, Gene Conrad was our guest yesterday, and you can plainly see he's got tremendous visions for this place. And at this point, Lights is ready to hand things over, but not quite till Sunday, and he may be dragged out kicking and screaming. But let's join Lights Leanhout in his closing remarks yesterday. I think you'll get a kick out of him.
It's been a long, eventful run, but John Lights Leanhout is approaching his last day as the man in charge of one of aviation's pivotal events. Join us as Lights conducts his last morning briefing at the start of the expo.
Well, welcome to the 48th Annual Sun and Fun. We're thrilled to have you here because you tell our story, right? If it wasn't for you, the world wouldn't know. The ones that don't make it here need to know what we do here and why we do what we do here. Why do we do what we do here on the 48th Annual Fly-In? We're raising awareness and funds to support the next generation of aerospace professionals. Our goal is to have fun at the same time, put money towards education for the young men and women that want to grow up and have a great life, not only in the aerospace industry, but also in any field they choose, because we teach them all the great disciplines that make them successful. In 2018, we were about this time, opening the doors, we were around $650,000 in ticket sales, right? That's all categories between general admission, VIP experiences, camping, parking, all the rest. Today, $1.33 million sold in advance ticket sales. We've never seen that before. This exceeds even last year, which was 1.1, and that was our best year ever. That was coming off the COVID. And oh, by the way, we survived COVID, never went into debt, and we're now able to say we've got money back in the bank, and we're able to continue all of our education programs, because last year was absolutely phenomenal, best year ever, and we think this year is going to exceed that. This is an example of what we're building right here, right now. John is 18 years old. He's a high school senior in our Central Florida Aerospace Academy, and he's got his private license, his instrument rating, and he's almost got his commercial rating. He'll have it. At 18 years old, I don't even think I know what I was doing, let alone become a commercially rated pilot. But he's one example of the kind of young men and women that we're creating through our engagement, education, acceleration, through our scholarships, and the kind of world we create here. You know what they say, have a super sun and fun day, right? Okay.
God knows what else Florida weather is going to throw at us. And as you can plainly see by the fact that everybody's wearing sunglasses now, that bit of intervals of cloudy and sunshine, well, the sunshine has decided to bless us for the moment. Let's hope it lasts the day, because tomorrow, maybe not so much. We shall see. In the meantime, let's take a short break to check in with the folks who pay the bills and keep the A&N family fed. We're going to go to, yes, we've got sponsors, so we'll be with them in a moment. And then on top of that, we're going to be talking to Nick Chabert, CEO of Daer and Kodiak Aircraft, and more important, got the coolest thing on the field. Be right back.
Hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
We're especially happy to say that we're getting ready to go to Sun and Fun.
And to help even more people celebrate Sun and Fun and the spring flying season, we're having our biggest sale ever. 22% off all King Schools courses.
We look forward to seeing you at Sun and Fun and at the airport.
Vantage is Avidyne's family of all-new flight display systems for retrofit and forward-fit applications. Initial certification will be Vantage 12, retrofit glass for legacy Cirrus aircraft. Vantage 12 brings advanced capabilities and adds new life to Cirrus aircraft, including large 12-inch diagonal hybrid touchscreen displays, 3D synthetic vision, and split-screen capabilities. Additional Vantage programs will be announced in the future.
Now that we've paid the bills and we get to eat lunch and maybe even dinner too, we're ready to get down to the meat of the matter. We're happy to be getting a perfectly great guest for today's second day of Sun and Fun. And to make a long story short, the biggest news here, the TBM 960 took everybody by storm yesterday at 10 a.m. And all of a sudden people are going, whoa, wait a second, they did what? So we're happy to be here with Nicolas Chabert, CEO of Daher and Kodiak Aircraft. Nicolas, the evolutionary process for the TBM has been remarkable. When you go all the way back to the very beginnings and then each iteration, 700, 800, 900, and various versions of 900, the airplane has just seen tremendous upgrades. But now it's pretty much a digital TBM.
It is, Jim. We have, with the TBM 960, completed the loop of getting digital all the way to the engine. And that's what it is with the TBM 960. It's the new PT6E-66 XT, that's the one for the TBM, which is now going to equip every and all of the aircraft. So we have no cables, now we fly digital.
What is this going to mean to the operator? What does this mean to the person who's out there, who's got himself $4.5 million spare bucks and wants to have the ultimate traveling airplane?
Well, it means a lot of things. Number one, it's super simple. You flip the button and you let the electronics deal for you, and in the most optimized way. So you are joining with a turboprop now, what is known for many these decades, the turbofans were, all of the jets, and it's new to us. So we still need to learn what are all of the great benefits. So simplification is for one. Second is precision. When you set a power setting to an exact number, let's say 80%, that's what you are going to get. So it's a little bit different to what we're used in the old world, where we had to have a little bit more mechanical feel. This is going to be so much easier for people that have no mechanical appreciation.
Outstanding. There have also been changes in the cabin as well.
We had, this is a perfect opportunity for us to bring to the TBM 960 a new cabin design, a new cabin layout. We had ours designed, in fact, 14 years ago, so it's quite a long time. So we kept improving, but we needed to make a change, and this is what we have done. The most important thing is that we wanted to incorporate, more LED lighting, so that instead of having direct lighting like we are used in some airplanes, we could have, a lot of ambient lighting in the cabin. And of course, that comes with comfort. So we need to make sure that we are raising the bar of having an even more comfortable aircraft.
Well, one of the things that we've been watching, the aircraft these days have to be far more dependable, far more capable, and let's face it, in this day and age, getting stuck away from home is tough. But the dispatch reliability of the TBM series has been outstanding. When you add the quote-unquote complexity of FADEC, does that make things more dependable?
Well, that's where I get nervous because this is the promise that we make to our customers: is we never come down on the reliability of the aircraft. And for us, it was important that also crossing the border of that digital world, we are not going to have any drawback. I can't speak for that now. I hope that the facts are going to be for us.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pratt & Whitney in particular, I mean, good God, how do you get any better than that?
I think that if you ask the question to Pratt & Whitney and say, all right, I have this single lever and I got, this Apex system that is going to run my engine. What is the likelihood, I'm going to lose the engine? They say none.
I like that. That's good thinking.
It's a good thinking. But, I got to tell you that, crossing over, coming to Sun and Fun with this first aircraft, 1409, with the French registry, this is the kind of question you ask yourself, is can I rely on electronics? And the answer from my chief pilot said, you know what? Pratt is very confident. So are we.
Well, let's face it, Pratt's got a lot of skin in the game. They've been around a while, and if they're confident, there's a reason for it.
Absolutely. I think there's an enormous amount of testing. It's not, in fact, new technology, which has pros and cons, but I like the pros, which is, it's rugged and it's there to last.
You were among the first to adopt some revolutionary technologies in regards to the ability to get an airplane back even when the pilot wasn't prepared or capable of doing so. How has that been adopted by the community? What kind of remarks are you getting?
Well, Jim, you are absolutely correct. The TBM 960 there's no drawback on what we consider to be our first priority. Priority is on safety. And the emergency auto land, which we called Home Safe on the aircraft, is a game changer. We have customers that actually change the aircraft for that purpose. Not necessarily that it's a pilot thing, but it's definitely, a companion or a co-pilot thing to know that you have an option. To the point that some people would like to think that regulations should evolve and rely on this electronic backup, which is a tremendous safety feature that we should not underestimate.
The process by which a person trains in a TBM these days, that's got to be critical, because nothing is more inspiring or confidence building to a pilot than feeling like, okay, I got this, I'm ready for this. Can you describe the process by which a new owner gets into this airplane and is able to then go out and fly with confidence?
Well, it's a complex, there is a lot of moving parts on training. As you know, it starts with the pilot and his willingness to train. And this is still something that we have our biggest challenge. We are unfortunately working with TBM OPA, the TBM and Owners Pilot Association, that really support very much more training and more in-aircraft training. Our partner, Simcom, is doing a good job raising the bar, making sure that we have the right FTD. So the flight training device has been upgraded to the latest bells and whistles of the aircraft. The one thing I'll say is, number one, we need time of training. We need to have our pilot population think that you can get into these complex aircraft without the proper training. Second, for us, the challenge is how do we relay what is the latest technology with older technology. Imagine a second now, somebody that is trained on 960 and got all of these automation and digital connections goes back to the old TBM. You have to train the people, all the way up to the technology. We can scale it down. So this is our challenge, but we are having all of the tools to make sure. And the last piece is we have a mentoring program which we make sure that people are going to safely be a company until they are totally at ease and they can handle the flights by themselves safely.
Mentoring programs are incredibly important, not necessarily given the value and the weight that they deserve. And I participate as a pilot in a number of them, and I'll tell you what, there's just no substitute for time and grade.
Yeah, and you know, I refer back to my days when I was with MAPA Muni Foundation, where we had all of these training, great, you know, weekends. And this is something that sticks in my mind. Bonanza Society is also doing the same thing. We believe that for the TBM, this is something that is absolutely required. What we do is we do in different programs. We don't want to mentor people on one size fits all. We have to customize it for everyone experience, or I would say area of expertise that needs to be corrected or needs to be kind of brushed up. That's what we do with the mentoring program. I believe strongly that's where we need to have a push in GA.
Got to ask you. Okay, I dig deep into the piggy bank, come up with a few $1,000,000 here and there, and I want one, and I want one bad. When can I have it?
Well, that's a sad part of it. You know, the book order is filled for 2022. We are now into 2023, and we are talking mid-year 2023. And the aircraft at that time is going to be a $4,997,000, so shy of $5 million.
Oh, so I missed my chance?
No, you didn't miss your chance. You know, keep going. You know,
I don't know. That extra $500,000 is a deal breaker for me. Sorry, guy.
Well, it's something that you have. All of our industry today is having a great time. Let's hope it lasts. You know, because we need to have GA supported well and serve the customers well.
But it's such a transportation system. I mean, 333 knots. I've got jet time in my books where the airplane wasn't capable of that. That's just stunning when you consider it. And then the efficiencies of the aircraft, especially if you get into a long-range mode, are stunning.
You know, that's, in fact, again, another piece that I like to highlight about the TBM and the single-engine turboprop technology is already meeting the standards that we want for, let's say, more sustainability. And this is not really something that we want to hear about, but this is something that we have to get used to, because it's a long journey. It's just the beginning. So we are making sure that we can also adapt our usage to the societal and environmental criteria. So this product is today getting us to a 10% fuel saving mode, whereas a normal cruise that we set to do so by simply also getting a comfortable 310 knots speed, which is not top speed, but it is very close to it.
Still pretty darn good in my book. I'm ready to go. Can you loan one to me for a few months?
I will certainly, Jim. Yeah, sure.
All God's children got dreams, folks. Tell you what, Nicola, we've so enjoyed the chance to talk to you a little bit here, even amongst, well, there's a cloud coming in now, so you never know. Second day of Sun and Fun is always a bit of revelation and a lot of fun, but the 960 announcement, certainly electrified day one, is probably the biggest news on the field, so congrats.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. Have a nice day, and let's enjoy the sun.
Alrighty, folks, tell you what, we've got our great little feature coming up with the Aeroshell aerobatic team flying the brutish, historically significant T6/SNJ series. Just a lovely full-throated aerobatic machine, just more fun than you could possibly imagine, and they got a bunch of them, and they're pouring smoke, and they're doing all the really cool stuff. So we'll be right with you in just a moment. Steve, we're here on the opening day of Sun and Fun 2022. Last year we saw the aviation community come back to life, but we're back for good now. What's the latest and greatest with the Aeroshell team?
Hey, we're rocking and rolling, man. We got 23 air shows this year. 23. We just flew Shaw Air Force Base last weekend, Columbus Air Force Base the weekend before that. We're glad to be here at Sun and Fun. Looks like everybody's showing up like last year. Hope we have record crowds. We're going to fly this afternoon, and then we fly the night show Wednesday night and Saturday night.
Anything new with the aircraft or with your procedures and maneuvers?
No, about the only thing we got new canopy covers. Yeah, we got new canopy covers. Maneuvers-wise, it's pretty much the same. People ask us, are we doing anything any different this year with our act? And it's hard to do that because each maneuver is designed for the next maneuver, and it's all about energy management to the nth degree. And if you change one thing, you better make sure you have it right, because you're not going to have enough energy to make it to the next maneuver.
You've been doing this a while, too.
I have. I've been flying formation aerobatics since 1985, whatever that is. So coming up on 40 years here before long one day.
Steve Gustafson of the Aeroshell aerobatic team, we sure appreciate your time for Aero-News and the Sun and Fun Digital Daily. Looking forward to seeing you this afternoon.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys around. All right.
There we go. You can tell from the lovely background noise here, or shall we say airplane music, that it's getting ready for later today for the air show, and we've got quite a lineup. Let me, of course, conduct the digital notes here. But the U.S. SOCOM Para Commandos are jumping in. Chuck Aaron doing his helicopter magic. I mean, the guy does aerobatics in a helicopter. That's insane. And as a longtime helicopter pilot, it's more insane. Ken Ryder and Adam Baker, Panchito, the B-25, a sweet machine, is going to be flying through here. Two-Buck Chuck, which is Eric Edgren and RJ Gritter, Decathlon and Taylorcraft combo. Jim Pites, Greg Kuntz, Kevin Coleman and Bill Stein, Phil Steinbach with the GB1, Jeff Bourbon with the Yak 110. You got to see this thing. It's basically two Yak 55s matched together. They stick a jet engine in the middle and magic happens. Okay, insanity happens, but it's still kind of magical. And then finally, Gary Ward, Gary Rohr, and guess what? The A-10C demo. Firepower, down to the ground, maneuverability, and a toy I desperately want to fly. In other events from throughout the day, just a little while ago, the Elevate Aerospace and Logistics Incubator had their ribbon cutting and a little bit of a press event. They're doing some amazing things here with ACE and the phenomenal educational opportunities they're having here. But boy, I'll tell you what, the incubator has me excited. There's 100 low-lead aviation fuel discussion with various members of aviation leadership. Sporties is having their media lunch, which is, hey, free lunch, journalists, you know where we're going to be. And then finally, Coconut Flyers have a check presentation to ACE. And God knows ACE has got a tremendous mission ahead of it. They can use all the help they can get. That's it. That's as much as we can pack into a short morning brief, and sorry for the delay in the beginning, but once again, we are dealing with Florida humidity, Florida moisture, Florida gremlins, and Florida. So there you go. But we're live. We're having fun with it. We will see you again here at 0900 Eastern Time. Could be an interesting day tomorrow. They're forecasting thunderstorms, so we may be doing that one indoors. Matter of fact, based on what we had to deal with today, we're hoping we do that one indoors. Folks, we thank you so much for joining us for the morning brief and having enough patience to stick with us. This is very experimental. There's so much experimental aviation out there. This is experimental journalism. Believe me, you're seeing the best of it so far. We'll see you tomorrow, 0900 www.airborne-live.net and SNFDD.com. See you then.
Whether you're charting a steady course or pushing for the ceiling, Hartzell Propeller has been elevating flight for over 100 years. It's in our passion for engineering and research. It's in our dedication to testing the limits of performance and creating propellers that are as safe as they are sexy. Now, together with our dedicated family of companies, we're propelling the future of aviation. We are Hartzell Propeller, built on honor.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
we're especially happy to say that we're getting ready to go to Sun and Fun.
And to help even more people celebrate Sun and Fun and the spring flying season, we're having our biggest sale ever. 22% off all King Schools courses.
We look forward to seeing you at Sun and Fun and at the airport.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.